Welcome to Asian English News Bulletin. This is Syed Mahir Zaman Mukher with our top stories of today. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina today said the next election will be held as per the constitution of the country and her government is ready to welcome election observers. She said while 4 MPs of the British All-Party Parliamentary Group called on her at her office. The MPs are Roshan Arali, Jonathan Reynolds, Mohammed Yasin and Tom Hunt. The Premier said that Awami League as a political party has a long tradition of fighting for the restoration of democracy from the clutches of military rulers in the past. The military rulers used to grab the state power using guns and then got into politics after forming political parties. Meanwhile, Sheikh Hasina urged the British MPs to take initiative to stop Russian-Ukraine war. She said that as a result of sanctions and counter-sanctions, countries like Bangladesh have been suffering in many ways. The Bangladesh army fully prepared to counter any enemy attack. The Bangladesh army will rise to a high position in the world in the next 7 years if the forces goal 2030 can be achieved within the time frame, Army Chief General S.N. Shafiuddin Ahmed said on Tuesday, addressing reporters after observing the winter exercise of the Bangladesh army at Sava military farm in the afternoon. The army chief explained that battlefield strategies and weapons were constantly changing worldwide. For example, drones and missiles are being used randomly in the Russia-Ukraine war. Keeping these things in mind, necessary arrangements are being made for the army. General Shafiuddin also said the army was giving more importance to training than at any time in the past. Winter exercises have been completed 2 years in a row, which had never happened before. The chamber judge of the Supreme Court today refused to stay a High Court order that granted bail to BNP leaders Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir and Mirza Abbas in a case filed over Neapolitan clashes. Justice Jahangir Hussain Salim, chamber judge of the Appellate Division of the Supreme Court, however, ordered the counsels for the BNP leaders not to furnish bail bonds for them before the lower court consent till January 8. Justice Jahangir also sent the state's petition to its full bench for a hearing of the matter on January 8. The Apex Court chamber judge passed the order following a petition filed by the state seeking a stay on the High Court's bail order. People across Bangladesh are experiencing a cold wave of winter. Not just those living in the countryside, but city dwellers are also struggling to adjust to chills and shivers. Lowest temperature in the country today was logged at Srimangal Upazila in Maulavi Bazar. Srimangal logged the lowest temperature in the country for the second day in a row. The temperature was 9 degrees Celsius after the temperature was recorded at 9 a.m. today. Bangladesh Meteorological Department said that moderate to thick fog may occur in places including Rangpur, Rajshahi, Dhaka, Khulna and Mymensingh divisions. Now going to the internationals, the toll from a Ukrainian New Year strike in Makivka has risen to 89, Moscow said Wednesday, after Russians gathered to mourn the troops in a rare public display of anger and grief. Russia said in the early hours of Wednesday that more bodies had been found under the rubble in the town of Makivka in the Russian-controlled region of Donetsk. The Defense Ministry declared that the tragedy had taken place because Russian troops had used cell phones, giving away their location to Ukrainian forces. Russia said on Monday that 63 troops had been killed, the biggest loss of life from a single strike reported by Moscow since the start of the offensive in February. This is it for now, and stay tuned with Asian English News Bulletin and visit www.asiantvonline.com. Take care.